Now, because I want you to take time to share a memory, this is your time. So if you'd like to stand where you are and share a memory, a thought, or a reflection, or how Sherry impacted your life, you may stand, or you can come up here, and if we come up here and your knees are banging together, I'll stand right here next to you. And we can bang our knees together. It's okay. It doesn't have to be polished. It just has to come from the heart. Yes, please stand. And would you introduce yourself when you stand so we all know who you are, and use your playground voice? Thank you.
I'm Pamela Aguilar from Maris today. I met Sherry down at the pool when the children were on the water parks. And we sat out there many, many Saturdays and through many, many swim meets all over town. She worked with me at Northwest College, and yes, I remember that date night. Oh my God. And she dwelled on that until she met you again. We had the pleasure of going through the cruise. John, Michael. When I first met her, I said, what a beautiful woman. She just had a quality about her. She would like float in the room. I can still hear Grandma saying, Cheryl? And thinking, who is Cheryl? She had her mom, I had mine.
Yeah.
John, we had many good days together.
Yeah.
Lost track of her. God was blessed to talk to her not too long ago. And as we know, life doesn't always give us the opportunities. We talked about getting together, and it had been so long, and I really missed her. And I didn't get to see her. But the talk we had and the memories that we shared were really nice. I'm glad I could be here today.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Someone else. Yes, sir. Please introduce yourself.
You don't have to call me sir. My name is George. I've been around the VFW for many years.
Thank you.
And with Leroy and Sherry, those two names was an icon here at the VFW many years. I remember when they used to dance, I admired the way he danced and all. And she had this leash up that he still has on the back of his head that she's on my head.
What did you call that?
A leash.
A leash. Leroy, tell me about that.
That was a leash. That'll be there forever with him. But Leroy used to put on events here. She would support him. I always thought he worked for some real estate firm because he'd show up in a red sports jacket. She just rolled her eyes back and she goes, that's Leroy. But he did it when you're an ordained minister, sir?
Yes, sir.
I don't care. He did a hell of a job. Good. Bringing her to this VFW post when she got sick. And it was really admirable. I had the admiration for him because he would bring her to us. And she was still with us. In other words, they were still a team. And I enjoyed that. I appreciate him for that. I appreciate her. And she will be dearly missed in this place. Knowing that she's gone is just a tragedy for all of us around here. And especially auxiliary, because she was an auxiliary member for such a long time here at this VFW. So I want to thank Gloria and the family for allowing her to be part of our post. And it was just such an honor. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Someone else, please. Thank you.
Hi.
Your name?
Bobby Karnakis. I'm the second Mrs. Karnakis.
Okay.
But, and I didn't know Sherry, for obvious reasons, but I do have two wonderful children now, and I have a great son and a great daughter, and so I just want to thank her for that, and Mr. Karnakis here.
Thank you. Thank you. Someone else? This is your time.
I've known Mike Karnakis, Sherry's son, close to 40 years now. And we weren't always friends. Mike and I were fierce competitors in paper routes, and back when Mike had the coolest perm hairdo. The first time I met Sherry, there was a disagreement among young, I don't know, maybe 13-year-olds or something like that. And all of a sudden, I think it was a station wagon, pulled up at probably doing about 60 to 0 in however long the skid marks were in the snow and rubber. And Mom, being from Montana, I guess would explain the mother grizzly bear. But the mother grizzly bear got out of the car and came to the aid of her cub. And myself, I knew to get away from there, and from a distance, I saw probably one of the greatest haymakers I've ever seen. That was a wind-up. And Mike has an incredible wingspan, and he socked a friend of mine and pretty much knocked him out cold. And Mike took off on his BMX bike, and I think Sherry helped the kid up, until he was okay. And that was my first encounter with her. And many years later, Mike and I, or not many years, but shortly after that, Mike and I became best friends. And I spent much time at the Karnackis residence. And Sherry was always a wonderful hostess, and a second family for me and a second mom, when I was growing up, going through high school, and then later on joining the Marine Corps with her son. So I appreciate Sherry very much and the Karnackis family. Thank you.
Thank you. We've got more time. Yes, please, and introduce yourself. Thank you.
My name is Joan Thomas Heinen. We met at a belly dancing class at the community center, and then our friendship was formed over many, many years. You were just, I think, 2, something like that, and you were that much older. And so I think back of that time, our chance meeting together and the friendship that was come together. We've shared joy, we've shared silliness, we've shared great sadness together also. And we also shared times that provoked endless laughter. It was the time that we could get together and just laugh, whether it was over the phone, especially over the phone in later years. Then we would be able to laugh, and we had those endorphins sort of making us healthy, which is a thing that we needed. We would revisit and we would recall our hopes, because we shared our hopes and our dreams of what would happen with our families. And we sort of check in, okay, how are things going? What's going with you? And we have come to see those dreams realized. Did everything happen the way we wanted? No, but we just kept at it and kept at it. I love to recall her brilliant smile. That's the thing. And those twinkling blue eyes of hers that were just sparkly and full of mirth and laughter that was there. And that she loved dancing. So we always had the secret. She would say to me, do you know where your zills are? And those are the ding-ding-ding. And so I don't know where hers are. I know exactly where my zills are. And they keep life interesting and happy and charming. I think of myself as being young when I think about Sherry. And I also think as we age, this mask that we wear encumbers us and burdens us. She doesn't have that burden. That's gone. And she is, okay. This body we wear is clothing to be discarded when we no longer need it. Our days are numbered, but our love is limitless, and I say farewell to my good friend, my companion in hopes and dreams. I release you, not in extreme sadness, but in joy. In joy. Because now you will be forever, because the song you brought in my heart and my life will sing forever with Hindi.
Over tacos and share a memory. Let's have at least one more person.
How do you know I was shy? I just want to tell a little story how all this started.
Great.
Both Sherry and I were new employees at JPL. I worked with the engineers that she typed for orbit determination of the satellite. And they kept telling me, hey, you gotta take the scale out. You gotta take the scale out. So one of the engineers took us to a Japanese restaurant trying to help. Anyway, so we dated for a while, and then something happened, and we were talking. This was around August, October, and then Christmas time, all of the different groups, I was in a different group than her, had Christmas parties. So I went over to her section, and she was over there dancing with somebody. She came over to me and she says, "Save me." She says, "Dance with me." So we did. I walked her out to the car, said goodbye, and we started dating, and then we got married. One thing you didn't say in there, we had another preemies that we lost, two twin girls.
Yes.
And that bore on her very heavily. So anyway, that was the start of this, but we ended up with two great kids. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes,
By
Leroy.
the way, John, in our garage, we have a big trunk, and she still has a ballet dancing dress and everything, and the pink things.